My name is Harry. I hope we get a chance to meet you. I probably won't remember your name. I'm sorry. There's just so many people, but I will remember your face. Well, I'll try to. Anyways, I am currently a freshman. I go to Biola, and I am just madly in love with Jesus. Today, I'm gonna be talking to you guys about destiny. You guys, as high school students, how many of you guys are freshmen in here? Let me get a raised hand. One freshman. Sophomores. 2 sophomores. 3 sophomores. Juniors. Okay. What about seniors? Yeah. Anyways, high school is a time where you think about what you're gonna live for, especially you seniors going off to like college. It's like, I gotta choose my major. What am I gonna do for the rest of my life? I want to ask you guys, and this is a rhetorical question. I'm gonna walk around to keep your guys' attention. I want to ask you guys, and you guys probably thought of this, but I want us to really take a moment to really consider the gravity of this question. I'm going to ask you guys, what's the purpose of life? Why do we live? Because here's the problem. That's like the most important question to ask ever, but we get caught up with that math, algebra, homework, you know? And we deal with that later. And sadly to say, a lot of people, they pass on without ever answering that question. So I ask you guys again, why are you guys living? What are you living for? I'm going to make an argument. And I argue that you were made for love. Because here's the thing. You guys may have a lot of different opinions, like, oh, I'm living to accomplish all these things. I'm going to say that every single human being, we strive for love. In fact, we want love. When you uproot all the things that we do, the thing in the bottom is love. We want love. Why do people want to get famous? They want to get recognized. Have eyes on me. Why? Love me. It's like why are high schoolers so big on popularity? Love me, you know? And you guys are laughing because you know exactly what I mean. Love me. Like, you don't want to admit that because it's kind of embarrassing. But let's be honest. We want that attention. And it's not a coincidence. Right? Why do people want to get a lot of money? Why do people want to have a nice house and all that? So they can live happily with who? With their family. And what's in a family? Love. I'm trying to paint a picture for you guys that the purpose of life is love. And I want to take you guys through this. I did this with my family. You got mind blown. I want you guys to picture this for a second. All of your dreams. So just put your Christian values aside for a second. All of your dreams, everything that you ever you could possibly get, everything that you want in life, imagine you just got it. Right? At this moment, all of your dreams come true. So I'm pretty sure I know what you guys are thinking, like, not that rich, but kind of decently wealthy, you know, like a nice house with a nice fence, nice view, a nice car, dog, like a nice family. And like, you're not even like selfish about it. You're just like, you know, if I'm gonna be rich, I'm gonna donate that, you know? It's not like, but here's the thing. Let's say that happens until the day you die. Nothing goes wrong, right? Everything that you thought you ever wanted in life, it happens. And then now you reach the last point of your life. You're on your deathbed. You guys kind of have to imagine this as I'm saying it, like, and think about it for a second. You're in that moment. What would you ask for? Let me get it. Like you get. I'm asking you guys so you guys can respond. Let me get some responses. What would you ask for at that moment? Okay, you don't have to answer. Because I know the answer. Let me see my family, right? It's obvious. Hey, if you guys weren't thinking about it, don't worry, it's okay. It happens. Anyways, it's true, right? Like, who in the right mind would ask for their car? Like, oh, let me see my Camaro. Just want to No. Like, let me see my wife. Let me see my grandchildren. Right? Are you guys following along? Does this make sense? Why? Because here's the phenomenon. We live life as if we're living for money, as if we're living for a nice house and all these dreams. But in the last moment, that point in life that matters the most, we ask for our families. Holy, what happened to that house? You know? What happened to that car? Lambo. You always talk about with your friend in third period. But what happened? Because at that last moment, the moment that matters the most, you recognize what matters most. It's love. And it's kind of crazy because that's such an obvious answer, but we never have a second thought about it. And you guys can look at me in the eyes, it's okay. Like, I just need to know that you guys, if you're falling asleep, just stand in the back, I won't get offended. Anyways, like catch this. I'm sure you guys are stressing out about college, like, let me get in UCLA. Jesus, you know, you're like praying. But at the end of the day, what do you really want? And that's the question that I ask you guys, even this very moment. What do you want? Do you even know what you want? Because a lot of people don't. Anyways, going back to that analogy, like you're in your deathbed with the family, that says a lot about our original design, right? You know, there's an old Korean song. You guys probably know what it is. It goes like this: you were made for love, right? No. I don't know. Anyways. No, I can't. Anyways. Like, think about that for a second. Is it a coincidence that the moment that matters most, you're asking for love? It's not. Why do you do the things that you do? You don't even know it, but I'm going to shed some light on it. You're doing it for love. I'm going to tell you right now. But because of our sin, we look for love in all the wrong places. And why do people have sex out of marriage? Let me get some intimacy. Why do people do drugs? Honestly, especially with high school students, I don't think it's like, oh, I'm so gangster, you know? It's to relate with people. Let me get accepted to this group. I'm going to do drugs. Now, I know there's people that go through hardships. That's another story. Anyways, it's love. Is this making sense, guys? Can you get like a response, like just nod? Yes. Anyways. Oh my goodness. Like we concern ourselves with things that don't really matter at all. Right? And I'm going to tell you guys the gospel right now. And you guys might not have heard it in this way, but I feel, and I'm getting more and more convinced that the Bible and time as we know it is a crazy love story. Right? What happens? Man is like one of the main characters, although it's all about God. We're one of the main characters. He creates man for what? For relationship. Let's walk in the garden together, Adam. What happens? We mess it up because we don't know what we want. That's what happens in a lot of our lives, and I'm sure you can relate to me on that. Sometimes you're too busy, caught up with games, too busy caught up with friends, too busy caught up with this and that. You forget what you're living for. Anyways, going back. So it's a love story because we fall short, but he sends Jesus because that relationship means so much to him. Right? None of you guys were a mistake. You know what's crazy? Solomon was born out as a result of adultery. I don't know if you guys ever thought about it like that. Even children that get born from fornication and, like, God forbid, not forbid, but like in a worst case scenario, from rape, even those children in God's redemptive work, they're not an accident. You're not an accident. You're not a stranger to God. He chose you. Psalm 139, it says, he knew your inmost being. He's the one that created you. You like drawing? Like, God made you that way. Like, you like Taekwondo? Like, God made you that way. Anyways, all that to say, God sends Jesus to restore this relationship that's broken. And now we're living with the faith that I'm going to go to heaven, right? But here's the thing. The reason why Christianity is so hard, can I get a witness? Just kidding. Anyways, like Christianity, a lot of people are like, oh, like, I wish I could do drugs. No, I'm just kidding. Not really. I wish I could party hardy. Let's be honest. The reason why it's like that is because we have a wrong perception of heaven. The gospel is so watered down to the point where we think heaven is about a place. It's not. It's about a person. And it's about being with that person for eternity. And I'm here to tell you that there is a God that loves you intensely, that knows you by your name. You probably heard this already, but I can't stress it enough. He really knows you. You think you're running away from God? He's right there behind you saying, just come back. Let's fix this together. I know what I'm going to say. Like, there was a point in my life where in my junior year, I was battling through 4 AP classes and Christian Club president. And I was like having to do all-nighters every other night. And I was getting suicidal. Not in a depressed way, but I was like, this is so much, like I can't handle this. That was a point in life where I realized that Christianity is not a joke. It's not a set of beliefs, right? And I made a point, I sat down and I prayed to God. And God revealed this to me. What is really on my heart? And I was praying and I was like, you know what, God? I don't want to hear about you from someone else. I want to experience it for myself. Because we have a misconception about God. And I'm going to end with this last analogy. Like, let's say it's a table. You're on a date, right? And then, like, you're whoever, right? You're on a date. What's the purpose of a date? To spend time together, right? But this other person is just like, he comes and like, all right, here's your chocolate. And runs off. And like, you keep trying to schedule dates, like, let's meet. Let's meet, let's hang out. Doesn't matter what we do or where we go as long as we're together. And then that other person just like, here's your chocolate. I hope that was enough. Just runs off. Like, you ask that person, like, why do you keep leaving? That person's like, oh, I just need to get you more chocolate. That's our relationship with God. All right, I gotta do a couple more hours of service. I gotta study more, which are not bad things. It moves God's heart. Like, I gotta evangelize. You know, one day, at some point, you're just going to be like, forget the chocolates. Why is it a relationship? So we can be together. But I don't like peanuts anyways. Like, if you're so concerned about buying chocolates, let's buy it together. Like, just be here with me. You guys probably understand, like, that's how you would feel if someone did that to you, right? That's not a coincidence, because that's how God feels about us. We were so caught up with, like, I gotta read this many chapters of the Bible, and I pray for this thing. I said, shut up. I love you. Right? All that to say, God is intensely in love, and if you got anything out from this, I want to let you guys know, romantic relationships that you have with other people, it's not a coincidence that you feel the way that you feel. Like, when you guys like separate, it's like, oh no, I want to be with that forever. Like, I wish we could just live together. Like, it's not a coincidence. God has designed us for relationship, designed us for love. And we'll conclude with this. I'm going to tell you the destiny. What is our destiny as a church, as individuals? Our destiny is in God. In Revelations, God tells us how the story ends. It ends with the wedding day. And we're with Him. Let me pray, and then you guys can go. Lord, I thank you. I don't know if what I said, I was kind of jumping around places, but God, I just pray that each and every student here, each and every person here would encounter your love, not just by information or knowledge, but encounter just the fullness of who you are, what you've called them for. Awaken destiny, Lord, awaken love. God, that you're calling them to relationships. So I thank you in Jesus' name. Amen.